Okay, so it's time to kick off with the renovations, and I'm going to have to do this over a few days just because I've got so much going on right now. Things with obviously work, the other project on the other side of the driveway there, and just life in general. So I'm going to sort of break it up into a few days. Today's the 26th of October, and I think on the weekend I've got, so this Friday I'll pick up that coring machine. I'll put a picture up on the screen. I'll pick up a Toro corer, which is a stand-on one, so that should make life a lot easier. I should be able to zip over this yard really quickly. So a huge shout out to the guys at Scone Outdoors. They've just taken delivery of that. I think it's got about 5 or 10 hours or something on it, so it's brand new. So we'll have a good look at it as well. But anyway, today, so we're going to do our renovations. Now renovations can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. It can be simply a cutting the lawn a little bit shorter than usual and letting it come back up, or it can be a scarification or a verticut, right through to the whole coring and top dressing and taking it down to dirt. Now, for this front lawn here, I don't really have any levelling issues that I need to worry about. So all I'm going to do this year is I'm going to scalp it right down, I'm going to scarify it, and I'm going to core it, and then I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not top dressing. There's no need to top dress this year. You don't have to top dress every year. So that's what's going to happen here. On the putting green, we're going to still do a fairly full-on, I guess, renovation, because we're going to add the coring obviously and the top dressing. So we're going to do both of those, and then we're going to work on correcting our soil issues as well. So let's crack on. We'll start with some scarifying. Now, do you have to scalp or scarify first? There's no real right or wrong answer to that. I'm just going to do the quickest way I can. This time I've got to get through and get it done. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to scarify first. I'm going to come through probably with the John Deere and pick it all up with the catcher on it. And if it doesn't quite do a good enough job, then I'll grab the Honda out and we'll pick it up with that. But so the plan is we're going to scarify this probably a few different ways, really deep, and pick up that stuff. Then we're going to come back through my little Victor, the little Scalpy Victor, and we're going to scalp it right down, clean that mess up, and that'll be it for today. Well, for me it'll be today, but you'll see all this in one episode. So let's set this scarifier up and let's crack on. Okay, so as you can see, we're dredging up quite a lot of material here. I did actually think it might have pulled out a little bit more. I've got it fairly deep, but we are going to go over it 2 different directions, and we've still got our shave anyway, so we've still got a long way to go, but so far so good. Now look, it's worth noting, especially with Cooch and Kikuyu, this stuff here, these little runners and stuff like that, these are very viable. So if you're wanting to share this with a friend or share this with a mate or start a new patch of lawn somewhere, you basically just spread this out over some bare ground, keep it moist, put a bit of soil, a bit of sand over it. This will root down in no time. This is just more like, just think of this as a roll of turf that's been deconstructed, if you will. So that's what we're dealing with here. Underneath we still see plenty of green, but by the time we're finished, we won't see too much green. Now another thing with that, the reason I always talk about going down to dirt is because I cut so low. So we're using the cylinder mower, we're cutting really low. If you're rotary mowing, then we probably don't really need to go to dirt. We could go close to it or something like that. But because I'm cutting down to sort of those 6mm heights on this lawn, it's always handy just to go right down, reset the height back up. I mean, it's sort of a bit like pruning a rose bush every year. You're giving it a really big haircut, taking it back down, letting it grow up again. So we'll keep on keeping on, we'll get it done, clean it up, and we'll move on to scalping. Righto, so what a mess, what a mess. So we'll clean it up now. Every year I do my renovations, at the end of the day I'm choking on a heap of dust and stuff like that, and you think I'd learn and be a bit prepared to get a dust mask or something. Well, I sort of did half think about it and then I forgot about it, but I reckon I'm going to give a COVID mask a whirl. Just keep a bit of this dust out because it's going to start blowing around once I start picking this up with the mower. So let's pick this mess up and see what's happening underneath. rid of a lot of material here now, but we've still got a fair bit to go. I'd nearly expect to see close to that much grass again. So I might go over this with 2 passes. I might go, first of all, I might go over this on the second lowest setting. I'll pick up the mess, and then I'll go over again on the lowest setting, and then I'll pick up the mess again, and we'll see how that looks at the end. And if I still think it needs more, I may scarify it again, or I might even grab out that Scott Bonner, that 45 I turned into a grooming machine. I might drop it right down and give it a go, but we'll just see what happens. Renovations are a lot about listening to what's happening and getting a feel for your particular lawn. There's not really a one-size-fits-all solution. It really just a matter of looking and going, okay, yeah, that could probably take a bit more of that, or no, that's probably enough. So that sort of thing will come in time after you've had a few renovations under your belt. But for now, anyway guys, look, sit back, relax, and we'll push on. To any of you guys that are new to the channel and you might not have seen this before, this is actually a little Victor 2-stroke utility mower. And these things here have the ability to go down really low. In fact, they'll cut down to pretty much ground level, which is, in this situation with this couch, or Bermuda, depending where you're from, is what we're aiming to do. I have sort of found out in recent times that some of the newer models, the ones that have larger wheels, don't actually go as short as this one. So if you're in the market for one, you could do one of 2 things. You could look for an earlier one like this. This is a Pro 460, or if you've got a newer one, you might actually be able to just hunt out some smaller wheels from the tip, or a roadside collection, because Victor wheels here are a dime a dozen. I think there's more dust and dirt and sand here than in the Simpson Desert, but we've sort of achieved what we've set out to achieve. So in the last round there, you probably noticed I traded the John Deere for the Honda push mower. It's just the fact that dust doesn't rise as high. On the John Deere, obviously the bags are right behind you and it swirls around, you just drive around a cloud of dust. At least with the Honda, it sort of sits a bit lower and you're sort of above that dust level. So I'll probably pick this up again with the Honda on this round. This will be a really dusty pickup, I'd suspect. There's a lot of loose sand and stuff in this, and obviously all this stuff is just dusty, dead garbage. So we'll pick it all up, we'll see what it looks like. I'm fairly confident that that'll be all it requires, but it's hard to tell until we pick it up. Right, we'll wrap this episode up here. Next week when we come back, we'll start tackling the core aeration here with this Toro stand behind coring machine. I've had a little play of this off camera and it's a beast, absolute beast. So we'll do that. We'll hook into some top dressing of the green and that sort of thing. Anyway guys, look, have a great weekend. Would have liked to have brought you the rest of the episode today, but it's just too windy. We'll catch you next time on the Aussie Lawn.